and welcome to Reading on the Rock. I am Valerie Clark, and today I'm going to be reading a story that goes along with just this day, June 19th. The story is all about this holiday called Juneteenth. The story is Freedom Rings, a children's book about Juneteenth, and it is by Sharday Moser, and the publisher is Savvy Kids Publishing. I hope you will enjoy this book. I'm going to take you through a walk in history. I want you to look at the beautiful illustrations. So colorful. In the land of the free, where all people should be, there was once a time when freedom wasn't mine. I want to go back to this page that talks about Juneteenth, the holiday we're celebrating today. This is one of the fun facts. Juneteenth is also known as Freedom Day, Emancipation Day, or Jubilee Day. Let's continue to find out why. Another fact is, it is celebrated on June 19th to commemorate the day in 1865 when the last enslaved people in Texas were finally freed 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. That's a pretty big word, Emancipation Proclamation. It means that the slaves received their freedom. They were no longer slaves. And talking about slaves, the work that even slave children had to do in many areas in the South was to pick cotton. These are cotton fields. Another fun fact is the name Juneteenth. You're probably thinking, what does that mean? Well, here is the explanation. The name Juneteenth is a combination of June, this month, and the 19th, the day. So Juneteenth means the date of the holiday. And it reads, "But there came a day when slaves were heard to say, 'We want to be free, like the birds in the tree.'" In 2021, Juneteenth was declared a federal holiday in the United States, making it the first new federal holiday since Martin Luther King Jr. Day was created in 1983. So a federal holiday is a day when our government offices, like your banks and your post offices and City Hall, those places are closed so that people can honor and commemorate the day. Also, in some cities on Juneteenth, there are parades and festivals feature African American drumming and dancing, traditional foods, and historical reenactments. And so the word was spread from the east to the west that Juneteenth had come and slavery was done. A fun fact about Juneteenth: the Juneteenth flag features a star in the center, surrounded by a bursting new horizon, representing new opportunities and hope. And the colors are red, white, and blue, symbolizing the American flag and the contributions of African Americans to the United States. The Juneteenth flag was created by Ben Haith, an activist and founder of the National Juneteenth Celebration Foundation in 1997. See the American flag there and these children. And what it says here is the people rejoiced and their voices were voiced. Juneteenth is our day of freedom and grace. The beautiful illustration we have here. And here's another fun fact. It originated in Texas and is now celebrated in many states across the country. The first Juneteenth celebration was held in 1866 in Texas, 1 year after the announcement of the Emancipation Proclamation, and the Emancipation Proclamation was given by President Lincoln. Now, every year, we all gather near to celebrate the day when slavery went away. Some people celebrate Juneteenth with red foods, such as red velvet cake, to symbolize the bloodshed of slavery. The last known enslaved people to be freed were in Texas, where General Gordon Granger read General Order Number 3 on June 19th, 1865. And though we know there's still a long way to go, we'll keep the spirit strong and fight for right, not wrong. The original Juneteenth celebrations were often held in churches and included prayer, singing, and feasting. The colors red, white, and blue are often associated with Juneteenth celebrations, representing the American flag and the resilience and determination of enslaved people. So here's to Juneteenth, a day we'll always celebrate and remember those who fought for freedom and a better fate. Juneteenth is the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of the ending of slavery in the United States. So today we celebrate the freeing of all slaves, finally, Juneteenth. So I want to take you back to one page that talked about a Juneteenth fun fact, where it said that the celebrations were often held in churches and included prayer, singing, and feasting. Churches were very important to our sisters and brothers during enslaved times. That was probably the only place they were allowed to gather together, and there they worshiped their God. They talked about the fact that yes, they were slaves, they didn't own anything, but they knew their God loved them and would give them freedom, and they held on to that. And singing is just a part of it all. It was praying to God, singing out loud, and rejoicing about what they did have, which was life, not the best life, but it was life, and they could give thanks to God for that. And it also said feasting. Yes, everybody loves to eat, and they made some really good foods because coming down through generations, we still have that good food. So I want you to remember Juneteenth. It is a federal holiday celebrated in many places in our United States, and I'd also ask you to just bow in prayer with me, or whatever praying position you choose to take. I want to give thanks to you, dear God, for the lives of all people, for the understanding that together we can accomplish much. We give you thanks and praise for the hope that we have in you, will continue to have in you, and know that you are love, and therefore we are loved too. All right, everybody. Finish enjoying your Juneteenth day. I know I have. Thank you.
Reading on the Rock is presented by Covenant United Methodist Church in Rochester, New York. If you like Reading on the Rock, please give a donation on our website, covenantroc.org.